Alright, here's our next project. It's something I just picked up at our last show. And it's something unique looking, and that's why I liked it. I picked it up. It almost looks like one of the old Apollo lunar modules. You see it's got little feet on the bottom and stuff. And it's a Tecumseh. Doesn't look to be too old. And by that, you know, it's usually not the stuff I work on. You know, I usually work on the 50s stuff. This here, I didn't take any numbers off it yet, or even look at it, but you know, it sort of looks like a vacuum cleaner. And I would say it's probably 80s, 90s maybe, you know. That's what I would consider new. And it's all there. And it looks like a vacuum cleaner, but it's actually a generator. And I haven't done any research on it yet, other than getting a scale here. Yeah, I don't know much about it, other than it's heavy. I got a scale here. Let me turn it on. We'll see what it weighs. Alright. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it's, you probably just barely see it. 65 pounds. So we know it's heavy. And like I say, I haven't taken any numbers off it yet. And it looks to be in pretty good shape. I mean, it is stuck. Something's holding it from starting. I don't know if it's in the housing or the engine seized, or it's actually the generator down there. So we'll put it on a table, get some numbers off it. Here's what's left of the sticker. Like I say, it's a Tecumseh. That's about all we know about it. And from the looks of the shroud, the shape and everything, like I said, I think it's probably late 80s maybe, or 90s or something. Even the fuel tank's plastic, so look at that, it comes right off. So let's put it up on a table and see what else we can learn about it. Alright, let's take a little closer look at it here. Here's the label. Well, it is a decal, and I don't know if that helps you or harms you. And it does say horsepower there, HP. And come at the side. Let me see. It actually looks better without it. You see that's HP there, but I can't tell what that is. And it's a shame. This looks like it was a nice unit. And it's got a couple broken fins, but they're only chipped on the top, so it's not going to affect the cooling at all. That's just wow. These cooling fins are really thin. Yeah, that kind of damage. It's just from the flea bags, you know, throwing it in and out of the truck, you know. They really don't care about these things. Same with this. Or spark plug thing, you know, that's all damaged just from, you know, rubbing up against everything else in this guy's truck or whatever. But that's, you know, that's the nature of the game. Even over here, this fuel bowl is all scratched and scraped up, and the air cleaner slightly bent. Not enough to affect anything. But, you know, like I say, it's the nature of the game. That's what happens when you buy stuff from flea markets and stuff. Then people aren't collectors. You know, they just, they probably pick this up for nothing and just trying to make a few bucks on it. Now, let's see what it says here on the side. Zeus. You can make out the Zeus and Whitaker Corporation. Hall Dash Guard Division, Primos, Pennsylvania. So it's relatively local. All right, take the gas tank off. Like I said, the gas tank isn't even hooked up. There we go. Oh, look, here's a plate. I was gonna look at these numbers down here, but there's a plate here, and here's the filler. It's loose. Huh. That's pretty cool. It's clear, and it looks like it's a gauge. Sorry, I was looking there. Yeah. Look at that. I'll clean it up and we'll look at it later. That's an oil level gauge. I've never seen that. Okay. I just did that to look at the numbers here. Alright, let me turn this light off because it's a little harsh. If I need a light, maybe I'll go with this one, which is even harsher. But I'm not familiar. I'm a Briggs guy, so I'm not familiar with these numbers. And up until, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, maybe a little longer, Tecumseh didn't even have numbers on a thing. So it says model LAV. I would imagine the V stands for vertical 30. I would imagine that means 3 horsepower because it's not a very big engine. And then you got 303 55H. I don't know what that means. And the serial number here says 9304, which means it's either a 93 in the 4th month, but then this other number looks like it might be even something like that, like a date 04796. So it'll be January, February, March, April, May, April. So maybe that might be April 7th, 1996. I'll research it. I should be able to find something on it, but like I say, I'm not a Tecumseh guy, so I don't know what they are. And by the time you guys tell me, we're gonna know about it. So, and here's the specs for the generator. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. It's a single phase, and for the kilowatts, that always happens. It's got a dent right there, right where the number is. I don't know if it's, I don't know what, I can't guess. Maybe 1.5, I don't know. Mike would know just by looking at it. Frequency 60 volts, 115, 12 amps, and 3600 RPM. So it's a screamer. You know, it's just meant to take out in the field and run tools, I guess. But it is interesting. Let me clean this whole thing up here and we'll take a better look at that. Alright, I cleaned this oil filler up, and I guess this is before they came up with automatic shutoffs, you know, if you ran low on oil, low oil shutdown. But that's pretty good, you know, this way somebody could look at it and tell. You see the thing in the middle? We'll put it in here. We'll see if we got any oil. Alright, you just barely see it there, but let's screw it in. I broke the gasket here cleaning it, so it's still going to give us a pretty decent reading. There we go. I try and do it without cross-threading it. Road King's not left-handed. Okay. So there you go. You can actually see it sticking up there. Pretty clever. You'd think oil companies would have done that. Then we got the gas cap here. It's pretty cool too. It's got a gas gauge in it. It's kind of cloudy, and I'm sure you can't see it, but this is a cork on a twisty little thing, and the twisty thing is actually the needle in here. So if you look real close, you can see it moving. If you put the cork all the way down, it's on the E, and then when you slide it up, you see it moving. It goes to the F. So that's pretty good. That's pretty clever. Alright, I think I'm going to go in and research them numbers a little bit. I was looking at them, and the one serial number there, 04796, I said that might have been January, February, March 7th, 96, but you don't know what order Tecumseh uses them numbers. That might mean March 79, the 6th day. You never know. Let me go see what I can figure out. I wrote down the info here, so let me check it out and see what I can figure out. Be right back. All right, we did a little research here on these numbers, and we were completely off. I mean, we were a little bit on, but mostly off. But the model, we were right. The V stands for vertical. It stands for lightweight aluminum vertical, and the 30 does stand for 3 horsepower. These numbers down here apparently don't really mean anything unless you're buying parts, and that's like a series of the engine or something like that. That'll decipher, you know, what it has, you know, inside. But then when you got this serial number here, it got a little bit confusing because of the different years and everything. But from what I can determine, the 9 could mean like 1969, 79, 89, or 99 or something like that. And then after 2000 they went with five numbers. But anyway, the 9, I'm going to assume it's like an 89, 1989. Some of you guys, maybe just by looking at it, can tell me, you know, they didn't start this type of shroud till a certain year or something, but, or this air cleaner, you know, and they didn't use this until such a year. But if anybody knows, let me know. Or if they had one and when they bought it, you know, that would help too. But anyway, yeah, the first number is the year. So I'm going to call it an 89. And then the 304, that's the day it was made. That would be the 304th day is actually Halloween. So this thing is got a birthday coming up. And then these numbers down here, I still don't have a clue. So if any of you guys can help me with them serial numbers, we'll figure out what year it is. And not that it matters, just out of curiosity. But anyway, alright, I'm going to start dismantling it. And like I say, if the problem is in the engine, I can fix it. But if it's in the generator, I'm going to leave it to Mike. I mean that's his thing. I'd be a fool to try and mess with that. And it's got a little plug on the side here too. I don't know what that's for. Or maybe you connect the. I bet you that's what it is. If you want to connect up more wiring, you know, that's probably just a thread, and you send wiring out. I don't know. Like I say, it has a plug on the side here, and that's all I know about it. So, oh yeah, I want to thank at the show there. I got a large donation from one of the tubers that watch us there, Rob. He's donated before, and we appreciate that. And I want to thank all my patrons. You know, they donate. Anybody wants to donate, because we really don't make any money enough to keep doing these projects unless we get donations. You know, even this like this, I wouldn't have picked this up unless I needed something to put on YouTube for you guys to watch. So, you know, I mean, anything helps. You know, a dollar. You don't think a dollar helps, but it does. If you get 10 guys donating $1, it's just as good as one guy donating $10. So every little bit helps. Okay, so that's where we're at. If you guys want to check out the Patreon page, I usually leave a link in the bottom in the description, or in the end screens I'll usually put a little click bar. But I was looking at this, and this handle here, it looks like it's about to break. Right here, it's loose, and this side here, like I said, the only thing, I think it might even be broken. The only thing holding is that washer. But these screws feel a little loose. This side looks okay, but it's odd that they would bolt into a housing there to pick it up. Like I say, 65 pounds. So, alright. I think this video is getting a little long. Not too sure, but I guess next video we'll start taking it apart and see what we can figure out. Alrighty. Thanks for watching, and enough of this.